Thanks for watching the video on a Forwards GR20. We're just going to give you a walk around on build number 35. This has a JMJ Designs paint job and it's done in frozen blue with metallic blue graphics. So the paint itself has got a pearl in it. Hopefully the camera will pick it up there. And it's got a dark metallic blue graphic. The graphics are all lacquered in and it's a stenciled graphics. GR20 is on the top tube and the Forwards graphics are on the down tube. As the Union Jack on the back. And the build number is on the inside of the chainstay, so build 35. This is in a 56, so 56 centimeters. Measure from the sensor to the top of the seat tube there. Comes with an Ergon saddle in oil slick rails, and we've put that on this particular build to match the oil slick carbon wheels that we fitted. These are the C35 Hunt carbon wheels, and as I said, they've got oil slick spokes on there as well. Group set is GRX. It's GRX 810 throughout. It's got an XT cassette. This has got an 1142 cassette on it. It's got a 1x170mm crank fitted as standard, and this has got a 42 chainring. With these pre-builds, we can swap out the crank if we need to. So if the customer wanted a slightly longer crank, we have them in stock, so I can swap that over. That's not a problem. It's fully cabled gear system on it, and what we do is we put the outer cable through the entire frame, so this outer goes right the way through the frame all the way up to the lever, and that gives you better performance on the gears, so there's no friction caused by the cable stops because the cable goes straight through. All the finishing kit on the bike is Pro. So we did a lot of testing and checking out different components. We really like the Pro stuff. It fits in really well with our fitting system. And so this has the Pro Discover stem. This one's fitted with a 100mm stem. I can change the length of this according to the customer's needs on the pre-built bikes. If you're having a custom build, we would just fit the standard one that was required for your fit, and then we can fine tune it if necessary. So it's a Pro Discover stem, Pro Discover bar. This is a 42 and it's running a 20mm flare on there, 42 wide. Bar tape is 3B, and the bar tape on this particular model is the 3.5 BHT16, which is the gravel bar tape. So 3.5mm, nice and thick, gives you loads of comfort on long days in the saddle. We finish it with detailing tape, so it's exactly the same as the bar tape. So just finished nicely there. The tyres on this, it's got the 700 by 40C Touareg, so Hutchinson Touareg tyres. It's a really good mixed terrain tyre, really good puncture resistance. It's got quite a nice sticky compound for grip in poor conditions, so that's very nice as well. All of the bolts and fittings are stainless steel, and we fit locking washers in locations where you might have things rattling loose. So bottle cages, they both have locking washers. Underneath on the lower one, which you generally would carry a tool keg or something under there, so that's got locking washers as well. And then we include some spares of those in the packet. I'm just jumping about here with some of the spec, but it's got a Praxis bottom bracket. They have ABEC 3 bearings standard, and when you need to change the bottom bracket bearings, you just change the bearing itself. So you don't have to change out the whole shell. It's a 2437 bearing, and we would recommend maybe upgrading that to an ABEC 5 if you were going to change that at a later date. I think that pretty much covers most of the stuff. Just little details like the huge chimney here. Don't panic about that. That's not us being incompetent with our builds. It's just that these are stock bikes. So I have left the full steerer length on there so I can chop that according to the customer. We would recommend that you have a 10mm above which gives you the entire steerer going through the clamp, which we prefer, because when you're clamping down, you're not clamping on the end of a steerer, so you get a bit more purchase on that. Little details like the end caps and that, which you'd expect. GRX levers, XTR 160 rotors as standard on this, so with the black fins there, so they don't stain like you'd get with your XT, so we don't sort of skimp on any of the specification. That's all done. Just show you the detail of the paint a little bit. We have the covers underneath there to protect the bottom bracket and cover up the cable holes. I'll show you some of the pearl, if we can get that to zoom in. So as I said, JMJ Designs did this, so they're all hand painted, and they have a lot of care taken when they're painted, which is what we want for our customers. Stainless steel bolts on the seat clamp there as well. The saddle's a small medium on this, by the way. Okay, so there you go, that is the size 56cm GR20 build 35 in frozen blue with blue metallic graphics.